So I have an interesting story for you today. This was when I was living in Florida, and I was much younger. I was about maybe in 6th grade at the time. So, well, let's see, was it 6th grade? Might have been 5th grade. But anyways, I had to do summer school. And the reason I was doing summer school was because we didn't have much money or anything really for food. And so what I would do at the end of the year is purposely fail my classes so that I could do summer school, because most of the time, the only time I got to eat was at school. And so because of that, I would purposely fail my classes. And at the time, during 5th grade, at the end of the year, I suddenly started having a hard time with keeping up and learning. I was in all these advanced classes. And then I had to go to summer school. So during that day, during summer school, there was this place that I had to go to. And it was where I was supposed to get picked up. And the bus would drive me there. And it was hot out. It was the summertime. The bus drive made me sleepy because I was tired from doing all the class work. And then I had to be in the heat. And then the bus, there was no air conditioning or anything. And so then I was supposed to be got dropped off by the bus at the post office. And this was in Center Hill, Florida. And this was right beside a gas station. And whenever I got out of school, it was in, the late evening towards, kind of the afternoon. And, it was late afternoon and kind of during the evening time. And I would go there. I would wait for a little bit, maybe, no more than half an hour. And I would get picked up to go home. Because from this location where I was at the post office back to my house in Center Hill was several miles or more of a walk. And the area that I lived in Center Hill, there wasn't any sidewalks anywhere. It was just this long stretch of road in the middle of nowhere leading out of this really tiny town in Center Hill that led up to where our house was. So it was a big county road, and it had to have been about 5 miles or maybe a little bit longer from this location at the post office beside the gas station, which there was actually, I think, never mind, that was another location. I was thinking of Bushnell. I was going to say that there was a Pizza Hut, but that was somewhere else. I think. No, there was a Pizza Hut there. Yes, there was. It was close to this area, but things have changed a lot since then. And so I was supposed to get dropped off at the post office, picked up shortly, 30 minutes after, no later. It was a long walk home if I did not get picked up. And so on this day, I get dropped off. I'm sitting there thinking, waiting around to get picked up. And I noticed that it seems to be taking quite a bit longer for anybody to get there. And so then I'm laying there, and then I fall asleep after waiting such a long time. So a little bit more on this. Now, as I said, it was really hot out, and here I am by myself. I was really young. I was probably maybe 11 years old, I think, somewhere around there, 11 or 12. And this might have been 6th grade. Now that I think about it, I'm getting the years all mixed up. This might have been 6th grade now that I think about it. It might have been. I think it was. Yes, it was. This was 6th grade. Now, because this was 6th grade, because it was between 6th and 7th grade. Now, because this was when I was in middle school. Now, I was there waiting, as I said, and by myself. I'm just a kid, and waiting to go home, and I'm hungry. I'm tired of waiting. And so then I fall asleep. Now, I'm out in the middle of nowhere pretty much, and I have no way of getting a hold of anybody to get home, because this was back in 2003? Yeah, I think it was 2003 maybe. 2002. I don't remember, honestly. I have to think about it more deeply. But it was the summer of one of those 2 years. And so back then, no one really had phones as much. Like, you had the pay phones, you had landline phones, but we were really poor, and cell phones weren't much of a thing back then yet. It definitely wasn't for me, because we were definitely far behind as far as technology goes. And so didn't have a cell phone to contact anybody. I didn't know of anybody's phone numbers, and I didn't really have any friends to get a hold of anybody to come pick me up or to help me. And so then I'm waiting. Another hour goes by. I was waiting and waiting. 10 minutes go by, still waiting and thinking if anybody's going to come and pick me up. And then I'm thinking, okay, what day is this? Do they know they're supposed to come pick me up? Maybe I forgot to tell them. I'm not sure. Maybe they're busy or something happened. So I'm waiting there, another 10 minutes. I see them drive by. I stand up, but it's too late. They've already gone down the road. And I could tell what vehicle it was, and I seen the vehicle. I recognize the license plate, and I see them drive by on the road beside me. I went home. So I wait there. I'm like, well, I guess I'll just wait here and not go anywhere yet. So I wait a little bit longer. Another hour goes by. I'm sitting there thinking at this point, I'm getting hungry. I'm tired. I want to sleep and I want to go home. And then I see the car come back towards me. Drives down the road past the gas station beside where I'm at the post office. I'm like, well, maybe they're looking for me but don't know where I'm at. But they've already picked me up here before, so they should know, because they've picked me up here many times. So then I waited a little bit longer. More hours go by. I'm getting even hungrier. So I decided to just lay down, take a nap. Occasionally a person or two here and there would ask me if I was okay, but they were complete strangers. I didn't know them, and I just wanted to go home. And then I waited some more. But I didn't really come across very many people, because this is Center Hill, Florida. Very low population, was not a lot of people there. And so I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And by then, at this point, it was getting dark out. The sun had mostly gone down just about. And I was kind of worried. I didn't know what was happening and what was going on. And so then I thought, well, maybe I could just start walking home. And so I get my backpack, make sure all my stuff is in it. And I think to myself, well, this is going to be a very long walk back to my house. And hope everything's going to be okay. Because I was going to have to walk along this long road all the way home. No sidewalk. And so then I'm on my way, getting ready to go home. And I get ready to start walking. And I look and I see my mother pull up to pick me up. After many, many, many hours, and I talked to her. And I'm like, where have you been? And then she said, well, I didn't know if you were at your friend's house and I couldn't get a hold of you. I didn't know of any numbers to call. And I didn't even know that you had summer school today. And she had thought I had summer school off that day, but I actually had summer school. And I did have one friend that I would occasionally hang out with, but I didn't know his number or anything. And so even to this day, we talk about it sometimes, and I laugh about the time that I was left at the post office for most of the day. And so yeah, that was pretty funny. But I'll never forget it. And then in the car ride home, I just was like, I'm ready to go to bed. And then I got home, went to sleep. But it's kind of been a joke ever since then. And it's one that I won't forget. So yeah, that was the time I got left at the post office in the summer. And it was quite an experience, especially being that I was out there by myself in the middle of nowhere. But no one bothered me, and I was fine. And I got home. But yeah, she didn't know that where I was. She didn't know I had summer school that day, so she didn't know what was going on. And apparently she couldn't see me because I was just laying down completely flat on the ground over by the post office. So it's kind of hard to see somebody that way, especially when the sun's going down. And yeah, she thought I was at a friend's house that day, because I did have a friend that I was hanging out with occasionally, and I would go to his house. And she didn't know his number, so she had no way to contact anybody. And so she was just doing her thing that day. And then later on realized, like, okay, where is he at? And so then she went there, and she's like, I wondered where you were at. And yeah, it's pretty funny. But anyways, that's my little short story about that. I'll have more stories that I'll write down in my book so I can remember them all. But I'm going to let me know in the comments below if you ever had a similar situation, such as being left somewhere in an accident when someone's supposed to pick you up and being left there to wait for hours. So that's my quick little short story. Go let me know in the comments below what you think of it. If you have any stories of your own, give this video a like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and until then, you have a good day and a good night wherever you are. And I will see you later. Have a good day.